Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I am in Newport Coast, California, at the Marriott Villas. A friend of mine staying up here, and he invited me to come check this place out. And it's really nice, and you've got these spectacular views, and it's got a great place he's staying at. So it was nice to come up here and get some work done and film a video for you guys. But I have a question, and the question is: do you guys have cash? Got any cash on you? Seems like a lot of people do these days. Um, Before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold. And don't forget to sign up for the email list, guys. The link is below. But let's get right into it. The question about cash is crazy because think about this. 1/3 of all purchases for homes over the last 6 months were by cash. Think about that. Cash purchases. Great story below talking about how people looked at financing homes right now and, oh, you know what, we'll just finance half of it. No, don't want the 6 to 7%. Here is the crazy thing about this. There are stories below talking about how interest rates are dropping. Okay, you can believe that all you want. The only problem is that what is your situation? Okay, are you self-employed? Is your husband working full time? How's your business doing? Okay. Oh, you're self-employed. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, you're going to pay a higher interest rate. Okay. It's not, not everybody gets the best interest rates. So people, instead of fighting that, are just not going to do it. They're just going to pay cash for it instead of having a home loan. Now, we talked about in the last video the golden handcuffs where people can't sell their house right now for whatever the situation is, which is absolutely crazy. But you're going to see more and more of this. And eventually, you know, what happens is people have to sell. You get a job change, got to sell. You get divorced, you got to sell. Someone dies, you got to sell. Things happen in life that make it so that you've got to um, go out and move on the properties, and this is going to happen more and more and more. You know, great article out of Yahoo Finance talking about real estate is bottom, and that we've seen the bottom, and now is a good time to get in. Says who? Says who? Says who? Says who? I'm telling you, people just sit there and tell people what they want to hear, and they go, "Oh yeah, 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 it's great, it's good." Okay, well, no, it's not good. Okay, the problem with construction, most builders right now are behind on construction. Why is that? Well, they still have supply issues, still have employment issues, still have problems completing jobs. Here in Southern California, it's rained like we haven't seen in 20 years. So everything is behind right now. So unbelievable. But it's a good time to buy right now. You're kidding yourself right now. The Fed minutes come out last couple days, and we find out that Jerome Powell's predicting a recession. Okay, well, you're nuts. Okay, you're predicting a recession now. Okay, you didn't tell us that. See, and again, he didn't do that at the public meeting. He did it in the minutes. So not everybody pays attention to this guy. Not everybody pays attention to it like I do and you do and people that watch channels like this because you guys want to hear what this guy has to say. And now he's predicting that there's going to be a recession. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. So how bad's the recession that we're already in going to get? That should be the question. Grant Cardone, the real estate developer and investor, he is, jumping up and down. And I like Grant Cardone because, he came from humble beginnings. He's a brilliant salesman, but he's also telling people this one thing that I believe in, and that is get out of liabilities right now, get into assets, get your debts in order right now because things are not going to be good right now. Okay, that's solid advice. It's good. Now, Grant, there's a guy with a plane. Here's a guy talking about how you should invest in his REITs and all his different apartment buildings and things like that, which not everybody can do. And, if you have an extra $100,000 laying around, I can put it to good work for you. Okay, well, I don't. So I guess we're not going to do that. The problem with guys like this is that, this is the guy that also told people that you should be embarrassed as a man if you make less than $400,000 a year. What are you going to do with that? So you got to love Grant Cardone for that stuff. But the advice of get out of debt, and he sees problems with real estate, he sees problems with liabilities in real estate, that's a major concern. overlooks the golf course up here. You've got the Pacific Ocean. That is the side of Newport Coast there with the really nice, expensive homes. And you got, different authors and different people that live up there with their $20 million house in the guarded gate. Let me get you a better shot of that. Just nice, different area. Okay. But these villas, I guess these are timeshares or something, but you can rent them and things like that. And I'm not a timeshare guy, and I'm 1,000% against that. Okay. So we can talk about that some other time if you want to. Harry Dent is an economist. Harry Dent steps forward and says, listen, we're going to see the mother of all bubbles burst, and we're going to see a crash between now and mid-June. So I love this. This is a new one that we haven't heard from. Now, I've heard of Harry Dent in the past. He's written dozens of books. He's a best-selling author. He's a great economist. He's a good guy. But now he steps forward and said, listen, in 2008, we started to see a stock market crash. We saw the S&P 500 drop, NASDAQ drop, and that was just the beginning of it. And then the Fed stopped it by starting to buy everything, and they didn't let the crash complete. Well, now the crash is going to be completed, and it's going to be worse than ever before. Well, that's cool. I mean, let's see it. Okay. So, if you think that this guy is onto something, let me know. But the story is below. He's talking about how we have such a problem with overvalued stock market, problem with banking right now, and that banks are, in real trouble, and stocks are in real trouble, and the overvalue of company and how the Fed's buying everything is a problem that they cannot, keep this magic trick with the spinning plates going forever. And that's going to catch up to us. And we're going to see the mother of all bubbles. But once they let the bubble burst, we won't see another bubble in our lifetime. Okay, is that my children's lifetime, my lifetime, grandma's lifetime? What do you guys think? So fascinating stuff, guys, to say the least. So, let me know what you think about that. Warren Buffett steps forward and was slamming banks this week, talking about how the banks are irresponsible and the banks let us down. And I'm like, come on, man. This guy owns like 3/4 of the banks out there as far as investments in different banks, and Bank of America, and it's ridiculous. Okay, is against Bitcoin. Oh, by the way, Harry Dent said that Bitcoin's going to lose 96% of its value. Pretty odd number. That we're going to see Bitcoin drop down to 96% off of its record high of $61,000, and that he's going to see it drop to the floor and be next to nothing. So that's worth looking at, seeing if that's going to happen. This place is loaded with all these different units. You've got buildings upon buildings that go up the hill. This thing took several years during the last downturn. They built half of it and then came back and built the second half. But the place is really big. So Warren Buffett, he's off. Things are not going to be good. What do you guys think about real estate right now? I really think that we haven't seen anything yet. I really don't. I mean, for people to sit there and saying it's a good time to buy right now when people can't get loans and people are paying much higher interest rates to get things done, it's a huge problem right now. It really is. But Harry Dent, man, this is exciting. I hope you know that now we have a new person to look after and see if he's another kookaburra. Uh, Robert Kiyosaki, again, Robert Kiyosaki is Economic Ninja's favorite billionaire. Don't ever forget that. Economic Ninja and him, they're like that. Okay. There's a great story with that someday. I'll tell you guys. Anyways, Robert Kiyosaki is predicting that there's going to be major problems and that people need to be into gold, and he sees that these banks are still having problems. I love Jamie Dimon stepping forward. And again, there's all these stories that support everything I'm talking to you about in the video description below. But Jamie Dimon steps forward and says, hey, you know, our bank is supported. We're building it up to make it so that you'll feel safe knowing that the Silicon Valley thing happened and it won't happen again under our watch. No one believes you. No one believes you at all. Another great story below about how Silicon Valley Bank went down for the count because of mismanagement and not, anything else. Well, okay, that's enough for me. Who's running the bank? Do you guys get to talk to Fred that runs the bank? No, none of us do. So they want to brag about mismanagement. It's horrible right now. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff so far. Again, do you have the cash to go buy a new house right now? See, this is the thing. When someone's house goes from 200,000 to 600,000, they sell it. And let's say that they clear after paying everything 300 grand and they can go buy another $300,000 house. I don't know where, okay? But let's say that they can do that and they have a no house payment. Good for them. That's the greatest thing in the world. The problem with it is that for you to go out and sit there and think that you're going to go out and buy $1 million house in cash, man, that takes some money to do that. It's $1 million, okay? So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. I really want to know what you think about this because I think personally that this is just it's teetering on chaos right now, and it's just a matter of time until it goes down. But if you don't have cash, you're in real trouble. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Let's face it, real estate prices are sky high, interest rates continue to go up, and inflation is out of control. The middle class is getting absolutely destroyed right now, and you need to protect your retirement as soon as possible. You need to look at getting yourself an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The best place to do that, Patriot Gold Group. They're the number one rated by Consumer Affairs for over 7 years in a row. Call them today, 888-330-1431, and get your free investor guide and look at how you can have a metals-backed, no fee for life IRA or 401k. It's absolutely the best place to do it, and their customer service is second to none. I am not only a pitchman, I am one of their clients, and I absolutely love the company, but do what central banks are doing. They're buying gold. They're protecting themselves by hedging themselves with a safe haven investment. And you need to do the same thing for your retirement and for your family. Call them today, 888-330-1431 before it's too late. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. Who says that there's no good jobs out there? The city of New York just hired someone to be their rat czar. Okay? Kathleen Karate, she is going to be in charge of migrations of rodents, okay? The rat czar. She's going to get rid of rats in New York, but she's going to make $155,000 doing that. 155 grand. Is that crazy? Mayor Adams of New York stepped forward, had a big press conference, and was talking about how she's going to do it. She hates rats as much as I do. I don't know of anybody that likes rats. Personally, I love those videos that you see every now and then about how crazy it is in New York with a rat pizza. The rat will rip the pizza down the stairs, or they'll have the KFC where the rats were running inside of the place. I mean, not that you ever want to eat there again, but kind of fun. You know what I mean? I like stuff like that. But she's now the rat czar. So who says that there's no good jobs out there? 155 grand to get rid of rats in the city. It's insane. Okay, they have a crime problem in New York, almost as bad as the beautiful San Francisco, but maybe they'll be number one soon. Okay, with crime. They did a great survey talking to people about EV cars, and EV cars are the future, and by 2030, it's what everybody should be driving. Now, think about this. They just did a survey. Let me back up one step with the truckers here in California, and they said that the regulators are living in fantasy land because not only do they want no, exhaust, and they want it to be non-polluting vehicles, okay, but they also want to lower the loads to make the, truck safer. Okay, a semi. How much can a semi hold, guys? Don't you think that a semi can hold what it's going to hold? But no, we want to limit the loads now. So they're saying this is absolute fantasy land, and that these regulations have killed the trucking industry, which is going to make things more expensive, guys. It's going to make it more difficult to get things to and from different places, and you're going to drive people away from that industry completely. But don't worry, electric semis are coming, and they'll be able to, get things to and from different places in 2035. You may not be able to eat between now and then, but they're coming. They surveyed people about electric vehicles, and only 2 in 10 said that they wanted to buy an electric vehicle. And the problem with this was they did this survey and they also asked, what side are you on? Are you Democrat or are you Republican? Which is kind of funny because only 2% of the Democrats said they wanted to buy an EV car. Uh-oh. Okay. Now, when you ask the Republicans, it only drops down to 1%. So what side are you guys on? Okay. Are you independent? Are they better? It's almost funny. What do you think about this? Okay. So it's not happening right now. Okay. I mean, it's funny stuff, guys, when you think about this. But share your thoughts on this stuff so far. I mean, a rat czar. Okay. I want to be the rat czar of New York. And again, I love these cities. Like London Breed steps forward and says, we don't have a crime problem in, she's the mayor of San Francisco. She said, there's no crime problem in San Francisco. Okay. Okay. Kyle Bass is a hedge fund owner. Okay. Kyle Bass says it's time to get rid of office buildings. It's time to start reallocating office buildings around the world and getting rid of them and changing them into other things, leveling them completely. Now, here's a little bit of trivia, for you. Back in the day, it's about 15 years ago, when you drive into Las Vegas from California, you cross state line, you've got Whiskey Pete's on one side, Buffalo Bills on one side, these two really small casinos. Well, between that, there was a city called Jean, Nevada, and Jean, Nevada had Terrible's Casino, and across the street it had another casino, which was this 8-story casino that was there, a big square box. Well, the casino went out of business. The taxes were so much in the empty building that they leveled the casino. Okay. One trip I went by, the building was there. Go by the next trip, dirt lot, baby. And it's still a dirt lot right now. So is that the future of these office buildings? Are they going to start ripping down office buildings because they're not economically viable to be kept up? Okay. What do you reallocate them for? A gym? Okay. It's crazy, guys, but that's what we have to look forward to. Okay. So share your thoughts on this stuff too. I mean, I think we're living through such wacky times. I want to walk around this place a little bit more and show you more of it. There's, you've got pools, you've got tennis courts down there. You can see that little spot right there. There's a tennis court over there. Kind of a nice spot, but it's cold out here this morning. Got the ocean out there too, but just a lovely spot. Okay, so share your thoughts on all this stuff so far. One thing I wanted to do was thank you guys for all your support to the channel. I just landed my very first national ad campaign for Patriot Gold that just went live today. And I am grateful to each and every one of you for this. It's fantastic. And I'm so glad that I got to do it. I want to thank my agent, and I want to thank the Patriot Gold team for selecting me to do this. I'm absolutely honored, and it's been fantastic. But let's talk about work and people getting fired. Alecta is the largest pension fund in Sweden, and Magnus Billing is out of a job. He's the head of the pension fund, and he urged everybody to invest in one place, and that was good old Silicon Valley Bank, and they lost $2 billion. Okay? $2 billion of a pension fund's money. So what did they do? They fired the guy. They fired the head guy who urged everybody to put their money into this thing. Bye-bye. Okay? So Magnus is looking for a job. Okay? Okay? So maybe, he should have applied for the rat czar job. That would have been cool. Next thing is Tim Cook from Apple. Tim Cook's a really good CEO, and a lot of people are talking about, how calm he is and how brilliant he is. And, one thing that he did this week was he sent a 7 a.m. email to everybody saying, listen, you need to be in the office for the hybrid program 3 days a week, or you will not have a job. So you're going to see more and more companies do this. It's back to work time, guys. It's time to see people face to face, not have all your meetings on Zoom. It's time to get inside the office. And a lot of people cannot handle this. This is a true problem all the way around. But, I'm telling you, there are two different types of people that work. There are people that are productive and people that are not productive. Uh, I have two kids that are polar opposites when it comes to work ethic and work strategy. Let's put it that way. My daughter, okay, I'll do what you want me to do. I'll show up and she'll get it done. I'm telling you, she could sit in front of this fire pit and get her work done. My son looks for ways to get out of things. And that's the problem with remote working is it's not for everybody. So let me show you this place too. It's kind of fun. You got the sport courts, you got the putting green. Kind of a fun spot. But grounds are really huge, guys. It's really big. Okay. Um, so staying at places like this, I'm not really a fan of, other than like my friend's got a place here, so I'm gonna come stay here with them every now and then, and it's very cool. And they have places around the country and things like that that he can go to. But share your thoughts on all this stuff. And are you being forced back to work yet? Are you having that issue? We're seeing so many different places that are having problems with this. Um, you'll like this. Retail crime is a real problem. Okay, and Barnes and Nobles are starting to do remodels for a lot of their locations. And the problem that they're not telling people is that they don't have security cameras in most of the stores. They're fake. And when I asked people about this that worked in retail, I was like, "Hey, did you know that Barnes and Noble has security cameras at the store that are not real? They're fake." And they're like, "Yeah." And woman worked at a baby store, baby clothes store, and she's telling me how, yeah, they're fake inside our store too. We got one in the front door and one in the register. The rest are all fake. Why? What's the point of that? Seriously, to deter crime that's not getting deterred? Okay. And that's the thing. The Barnes and Noble people have said, no, no, yeah, we have so much crime right now. It's rampant. So it's crazy. There's no accountability. People are not getting, in trouble for doing bad things. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think. And thanks for your support too. Again, don't ever forget that I appreciate this each and every day. I'm going to finish this video with this last story. I just fired the other fire pit up, so I thought I'd sit down because it's freezing out here, and this is really nice. It just popped on for me. Um, David Lee Williams was a guy who won $27 million in the lottery and within 5 years was broke. Is that disgusting to hear that? $27 million. Think about that. You win $27 million, you cannot manage your money well enough to stay, you know, to sit on a beach for the rest of your life. The guy, got married, got a house in Florida, bought expensive cars, bought a Learjet, which everybody needs one of those. And like my foreclosure buddy Doug says, hey, it wasn't the property that killed him, it was the Learjet. So, okay, David Lee Williams, you don't want to be like him. He died penniless, died living in a storage unit at the end of his life. So if you ever win the lottery, get some solid financial advice. The other thing is that vacation homes, okay, and as I sit in a vacation community, they are off 50% right now since pre-pandemic levels, not since the pandemic, pre-pandemic levels. So the staycation is here to stay, guys. Okay, stay home this summer, and you're going to see all the airlines bragging right now about how much money they're making and how things are great, and it's crazy. One guy was prospecting in Australia, final story, and he found a 10-pound nugget that registered gold with this very inexpensive metal detector, and found a 10-pound nugget that had 82 ounces of gold in it for worth $160,000. And the guy wanted to remain anonymous, but it's kind of cool. I always see those guys searching for stuff on the beach, and I wonder if they ever find anything. And this guy found $160,000 worth of gold. So Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Recommend a place that's warm where they can turn the heat up next time. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.